everybody, and welcome to Punchlines. I'm Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan, and today's show, well, I'm going to give a better performance than Shaquille O'Neal lip-syncing. It's Queen Latifah, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Queen Latifah.
I saw her, as my mic, I saw her carried out of a bar drunk once. Anyway, so I wasn't sure if Queen Latifah was. There you go. Everyone knows Kelly Clarkson. Sing a little Since You've Been Gone.
Since you've been gone.
There you go. That's the man behind the glass, ladies and gentlemen. Behind the plexiglass is the producer of the show, Ryan B. McCormick. The B is for barbecue, which we are having, because I think I kind of forced Ann to have a barbecue, didn't I?
Maybe just a little.
Last week, I'm like, so who's having a barbecue?
Yeah.
And Ann's like, I'll do it. Jeez. But we're having a nice barbecue. And today, of course, is Memorial Day, where we remember and honor those who fought in battle.
Yeah.
And yeah. So anyway, there's really no smooth way to do that. On the show today, sitting next to me, Andy Martello, who is kind enough to, he's singing. Yay, Andy Martello's here to co-host on a Memorial Day. There are no holidays to Andy Martello. He's working anyway.
No, yeah, exactly. And very nice of you. Ann was actually planning on going to the grave sites of military fallen and cleaning up and putting down flowers. And you said, no, you got to have a barbecue. And she goes, yeah, the hell with that.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
You goaded her into it. She was going to do her patriotic duty like we all should. Instead, we're barbecuing and grilling.
Because I think I did. I was like, so like, and Ann's like, well, I have a great place for barbecue. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I got to pick up some chips and dip and stuff. So
yeah,
we're all gonna go.
I had a plan.
Yeah.
I was going to bring something in to the studio today.
Oh,
but this one particular restaurant is closed, so I can't. So maybe I'll find something else and I'll bring it to the barbecue.
Was this going to be like Chicago beef or something?
Oh, actually, I should do that. There's a couple really good places here in town that have that. So
The actor Joe Mantegna, who's from Chicago, he had a place in Burbank called the Taste of Chicago.
Sure.
And it was always very busy and always a bunch of guys outside smoking cigars, bitching about the Chicago Bears every time I would drive.
Well, what else are you going to talk about? What are you going to talk about? How good they are? No, that happens once every 28 years or something. So,
Ryan, what's up with you? I like your shirt today. It's got a little skull and cross. It's a cool shirt.
Thanks.
You got that at the golf course, huh?
Yeah, up at Paiute, the Folds of Honor charity event that we did a couple weeks ago.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Yes, today is May 27th, 2024. It's also National Grape Day, so drink wine.
Lots of wine.
Drink wine.
Absolutely. Or grape juice.
I drank some wine yesterday. I make my famous chili, and one of the ingredients is wine, red wine, also peanut butter and cocoa powder. It's called Touchdown
You don't
Turkey.
like mixing food, but you put wine, peanut butter, and chili powder?
It all cooks together.
Yeah.
I don't like cake with ice cream. I don't like peanut butter and jelly. But it's a recipe that I got.
Hold on.
20 years
You don't like cake and ice cream or peanut butter and jelly?
If I'm going to have cake, I want cake. If I'm going to have ice cream, I don't want
Why
to
do you
together.
have a show?
I don't know. To bitch about these things.
Allowed in this country?
I don't even know. I don't like peanut butter and jelly. I just want peanut butter.
Oh my God.
And cake and ice cream is just silly to me.
I'm rethinking my being here.
He might be leaving, and he might leave the show. So anyway, wine's one of the ingredients. It's called Touchdown Turkey Chili. It's an ingredient I got from Regis and Kathy Lee in 2003 or 4.
So and Regis turned out fine.
Yeah.
Dead.
Kathy Lee, career dead. But it's good chili. It's a special recipe. But so there was leftover red wine. So yesterday I figured, why waste it?
Why waste it?
You didn't think about making any extra and bringing it to the barbecue?
I made it like Thursday or Friday, so it'd be like leftover. I do have some left over, but
it's all right.
Well, now I know I'm not bringing cake and ice cream to the party.
Or do, so that way we know Frank won't touch it.
Actually, yeah.
Or what?
Or do, so that way we know that you won't touch it.
Yeah. Well, bring it. I'll bring it, and that way. He said, or do.
Bring it. Oh, okay. I can bring a little taster.
Sure.
And by the way, here's another thing weird about me before we get on with sports. I eat it cold a lot of the time.
Oh.
I'd say I like cold. I like most things cold.
Cold pasta.
Yeah,
cold
that's
chicken,
the best.
Cold pizza. It's the greatest.
I'm no longer twin flame.
Okay, Anna and I no longer have everything in common.
It's the best way to know if something is 100% good. If it's great when you're eating it hot, and it's not so good cold, then it's really not that great.
Because I think Jerry Seinfeld, even on one of his comedians getting coffee or whatever, he's like, heat has no flavor. What is heat? Why do anything heat it up?
There you go.
It's not a great Seinfeld, but anyway,
no,
you get the gist.
It's a perfect Seinfeld.
It was, well, who are these people?
So more significantly, today is May 27th,
Yeah.
which means you all have 3 days left to buy me gifts for my birthday.
Is it June? Your birthday is the 31st or June 1st?
May 30th. May 30th. Yeah.
May 30th. All right. What if you had anything you wanted for your birthday? What would it be?
Another day off.
Another day
A
off.
vacation, maybe.
All right. Well, you're kind of doing one here, right?
That's true. I am staying here. When Ann goaded me into being on the show today, I was like, well, let's see. I only have 2 days off for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
What should I do? I'll get a room.
There you go.
South Point. So,
Nice. Well,
I'm staycationing.
We're happy to have you. We're going to show a clip of Andy's first appearance on the show coming up. Also a post with punchlines. But first, we're going to do Monday's headlines. Now, I have 3 headlines that were put into the Dune 2 popcorn holder. This is where Alex and Ryan and I, we try to predict something.
Alex has already sent me. I am supposed to brag on her behalf.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You want me to read it and then you do the Karnak
Go
thing?
for it, yes.
The Fever will beat the Sparks on Friday, and Caitlin Clark will have 11 points and 10 rebounds, or something like that.
Here's Alex's. Liberty and Caitlin Clark get their first win. Clark double-double.
Yeah.
Fever.
Boom.
Fever.
Bet smart. Bet Alex's picks, all right?
She said, Liberty and Caitlin Clark. Yeah.
She meant.
So, you know what? She doesn't get credit. Nope. Liberty didn't
Good
win.
job,
Sorry, Alex.
Double.
Got to frame that. We should frame that. That's pretty good.
That's crazy. That is pretty. We're going to save this.
Yeah,
We'll put
save
it
that.
here.
We'll take a photo of it. We'll
All right, here was mine. A no-hitter will happen. That didn't happen.
No.
I feel you got to go. You got to take a chance.
You know, technically, I think it did at the WCC games at the ballpark. We had at least a 5-inning no-hitter, I believe.
And by the way, I thought my prediction was going to come true because was it Kyle Brandish for the Orioles? He had a 7-inning no-hitter on Saturday, and they pulled him. So it was a no-hitter alert popped up on my phone. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm going to do it.
If it's a 5-inning no-hitter, it counts as a no-hitter.
And
if it's a 5-inning perfect game.
They took the asterisk. They don't do that anymore. There's a couple perfect games. I know. There were a couple rained out no-hitters.
Now.
They've taken it away from a couple.
Who's that pitcher in the major leagues, like Tom Bergmeyer or something like that? He had an 11-inning no-hitter and still lost the game.
I was Pittsburgh Pirate time. Harvey Haddix threw 13 perfect innings, 12 or 13 perfect innings against the Milwaukee Braves and lost the game. I think Hank Aaron got on base, and then for some reason, it's either Eddie Matthews or Joe Adcock knocked him in. He pitched. It's the long. Is it 13 perfect or no hit?
12.
12. He lost in the
Perfect.
13th.
Lost the no-hitter in the 13th.
Yeah, 12 innings. So he doesn't get credit for the no hitter because he didn't win the game. And was Eddie Matthews knock Hank Aaron in or Joe Adcock?
The perfect game was broken up by a throwing error by Don Hoke.
Okay.
Lost a no-hitter.
In the 12th or 13th?
In the 13th. Yeah, Joe Adcock.
It was Joe Adcock.
Walk-off
Come
three-run
on.
homer.
Again, there was a book when I was a kid called The Baseball Reader. It had a bunch of short stories. That was one of them. And I remember everything about that book my dad got me.
Wow. It was a walk-off 3-run homer, but Hank Aaron had a base running mistake, which changed the home run to a 1-run double.
Yeah, that's right. I knew it was a weird ending. Hank Aaron, Joe Adcock. Yeah, right. Okay, well, there you go.
Right, well done.
Frank pays his Lent fine of $215. No. I have said I am good for that whenever we decide what we're doing with the money. I'm not going to just bring in a pile of money and have some of you riffraff steal it.
I have a birthday coming up.
Okay, well, there you go.
It's something good there.
All right, so Alex is the only one because I'm not paying that today. And we almost had a no-hitter. Again, if we figure out what we're doing, I'm all for it. Also later today to end the show, Jimmy Vaccaro is going to stop in. Obviously, right before we came on the air, Hall of Famer Bill Walton passed away from cancer at age 71. So Jimmy popped his head in before the show and said he had a great Bill Walton story he wanted to share with us. So Jimmy will be in at about around 12:30 or so. So we will end the show with that.
That's a pretty big name.
Yeah, I saw Bill
Walton.
Heavy hitter. I saw Bill Walton in L.A. once at a restaurant, just a bigger than life. I mean, obviously he was like 7 feet tall. Probably one of the best collegiate careers ever at UCLA, and then went on to win. He won with Washington or Portland. I know he won with Boston late in his career. Was it Portland? Portland Trailblazers, did he win the title with?
That was the team he was most popular for.
Yeah, okay, well, there's a highlight right there.
There you go.
Obviously, incredible announcer after his career, and a giant Grateful Dead fan. He always talked about the Grateful Dead. And,
he won one with Portland in 76, 77.
77, yeah. I remember the Sports Illustrated cover.
So he obviously wasn't here this weekend watching the
Dead
and Company. Okay,
I wonder if he caught him because I don't know how sick he was, but Anyway,
maybe
rest in
that's
peace.
what did him in.
Maybe that he missed the show.
I mean, dead is in the name.
Jesus Christ. All right, Andy, would you like to sound the horn?
Absolutely. How do I do it? Where's
Just
the
say
button?
sound the horn.
Sound the horn.
It's time for Post with Punchlines. It's post time.
I have always wanted to do that.
Didn't we want to show Andy's clip first?
Yeah, we should, right? Yeah.
Oh.
I like hearing the horn.
Hold on.
The horn's already been
Show
sounded.
the clip.
Yeah, we'll get to that in 1 second. Andy, what have you been up to? So you're at the ballpark here locally all weekend?
All weekend. Well, actually, all week from Wednesday onward. It was the WCC College baseball tournament. 8 games in 4 days.
Wow.
It was a long stretch because there was just some crazy plays.
Yeah. What was the score of the one game? 21-3?
21-3, something like that. I got
Portland
to see,
over Gonzaga.
you could go a long time in your life and not see back-to-back home runs on 3 consecutive pitches.
That's crazy.
Which I saw. The third home run was an inside the park home run. They switched pitchers. 3 pitches later, almost another inside the park home run, just a triple. And the very next inning, they scored another 6 runs. But this is the other thing you can go a long time and never see, and I will never forget the sound of an aluminum bat breaking, shattering.
Wow. That's right. So there's aluminum bats are obviously with the AAA team, the Aviators, that's wooden bats, but for college they can use the aluminum. And it broke?
It broke. It sounded, this is a nerd reference. It sounded like Thor's hammer breaking Captain America's shield. That was the sound.
I was waiting for Jerry to react to that. Jerry.
By the way, I like what you've done with the place. You've now added. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 people behind the scenes today, and it's supposed to be a holiday. You're all supposed to be gone.
We thought we were, but sports don't stop. You know what I mean?
I guess I'm very impressed. This show is growing exponentially.
We're trying. We're doing our best. Actually, who's in the chat room today? We were kind of thinking people would be barbecuing, but
we've
who's
got
there?
Keith Lyle and Tommy right now.
I can always count on Keith and Tommy.
We
Everyone else watching, chime in. Let us know you're here.
Yeah. We appreciate you two watching. Keith Lyle, thank you, and Tommy, who we text a lot about baseball. He texts me and Kevin Balankoff all the time.
So a broken aluminum bat. You would have.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have done what pretty much the crowd did. Just the loudest. Oh.
Yeah. Right. Did it like how did it break?
It broke right at the handle where it meets the barrel. And the barrel of the bat goes flying, almost kills the pitcher.
Yeah.
And the guy's hand hurt. He ended up kind of letting go of the bat, so the barrel goes flying out.
Oh, my God.
And just the sound just echoed through I'm convinced it echoed through all of Las Vegas Valley. I've never heard a sound.
And did golf balls or ping pong balls come out of the bat like Sammy Sosa because he cheated when he played for the Cubs?
Right. Well, yeah.
Jerry's like, I remember that. Any comment on that, Cub fans?
As soon as I saw that, I was there at the time. I remember sitting there going, yeah, that's about right.
That's about right. Yeah. Now, speaking of Chicago, the White Sox are playing right now on the South Side.
They're playing right here in the sports book. Check it out.
They're playing in the sport right over my shoulder right there. I believe are they winning?
No,
they're down. No. Oh my God. Oh, jeez, Andy.
It's my agent.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Take it.
Hang on. Let me take this here. Hello. No, it was not my idea. No, Ann told me I had to be here. No, I didn't get a free room. I paid for it. Why? Okay, I'll call you next time. All right, thanks.
Okay, there you go. All right. I always look. My agent calls me all the time.
Remind me to turn the sound off on my phone next time I do one of these shows.
First day on set. All right. My agent, potential spam, calls me frequently.
I love my best friend Scam Likely calls me daily, like 4 or 5 times a day.
Like that. It's just as soon as you see potential spam. By the way, let's just talk about it. I never answer the phone if I don't know the number. Right? If it's not a name,
this one had a name. I don't recognize it. I'm assuming. I'm guessing it's for a job opportunity. I really don't know.
Might want to take it.
Yeah.
Always got to take work. All right. So we're going to talk about Andy, or
well, we've got Johnny R in the comments.
Johnny R.
He works over at the ballpark. He said he covered the Sammy Sosa broken bat game for the Chicago Tribune.
Oh. Wow. Now I believe he used to be JR. If that's the same guy.
Yeah, JR 333.
I was working the ballpark a couple of weeks ago with Andy, and he ran up to me. He's like, "Hey, I'm JR. I'm the one in there," and he's friends with Alex and Andy, and really nice guy. Came up to say hello. So, by the way, my Uber driver might be watching right now too.
Never been to Uber Java.
There you go.
What's that?
I said I've never been to Uber Java.
Uber driver?
Uber Java.
Uber Java? Did I say Uber Java?
No, it's
my Uber Java.
You don't get it.
Oh,
I don't get it.
That's that hooked on a feeling. Uber Java.
Hooga shaga, hooga, hooga. Blue Suede, I believe,
Blue
is the
Swede.
group. Blue Suede.
Yes.
I had the 45. He's a Lyft driver, actually, so I apologize. But
that's a way to build an audience. You just take a lot of Ubers and Lyfts, and hey, check out.
Well, I had a business card, and I actually gave it to him, and I said, "Here, do the QR." It was the first time not the first time I've handed one out, but
was it the only one, or was it?
I had it in my bag because I had to go pick up my car at the MGM this morning because I left it there.
Whoops.
But it was for safety reasons.
Yes, because
I'd been drinking. We were playing roulette. We hit a couple big ones. I was playing number 15, which is Denny Nagel's number. For some reason, since I met Denny, I always play 15. Back-to-back times it hit. And I had like $5 on it. It was 150, and then the greens hit. So won a little money at the MGM. Celebrated. Figured I should leave the car there, so I did.
Yeah, I'm waiting to gamble here at the South Point. They have to activate my card.
We're gonna get it activated.
Card doesn't seem to be working. I got to call my agent again.
Now we've been doing 100 shows ago. Do we want to roll the graphic for 100 shows ago? This is where now that we've done 161 episodes, we show clips from 100 episodes ago. There's me eating a banana, a la Will Levis style, with mayonnaise, and of course, there's our famous clip of me breaking a television.
By the way, the Tropicana is having a sale. You can get TVs for pennies on the dollar, like $40, $50 a pop.
We drove by. I drove by there with my Lyft driver, and the bottom floors are already mashed in, and they're not messing around because the Oakland A's are coming, Ryan.
No, I still don't believe that's happening. It's not a done deal. So
it's so close to being done.
I'll believe it when they're actually here
on opening day, 2028. Probably.
I still honestly believe they're going to end up with the stadium in Oakland. Because everyone forgets San Francisco did hey, we've got a binding land agreement. Yeah. Next thing you know, beautiful stadium on the water. Well,
they are going to be, They are going to be playing in Sacramento, right? That's official. So maybe meanwhile they can build a stadium.
Honestly, if they don't end up getting a thing in Oakland or coming here, I fully expect them to go to Sacramento.
Yeah.
Sacramento would love to have them.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes a much better fit than anywhere else they're thinking of going.
Why didn't they play in the Aviator ballpark? I guess because the Aviators have to play at the same time and they couldn't. Scheduling would be a nightmare. Well, I didn't know if scheduling, if there's a way to do it, but
scheduling would have been difficult. But there's also we would have had to completely change the field. Like we've got a natural grass field, and there's no way it would sustain.
It would hold up
our 75 games, their 81 games, plus all the special events. We would have had to tear that up and put in turf. It's my field. It's not.
And you're going to be down there tearing it up.
Yeah,
you're going to be helping out.
I don't do anything there.
A microphone in your hand.
Yeah, I just walk around. I'm just a monkey who says the name of a sponsor twice, and
you do a hell of a job. You're always very funny.
But yeah, that's the big thing. They would have had to also change the light. There's a lot of upgrades and difference.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It has to be lit so it could be good on television. And
that's true.
The lighting we have now is great for a stadium, but it is not great for television. So they would have had to change the lighting. They would have had to change the field, possibly add a few more seats. Although it's the A's, I'm sure we have too many.
No, it would be packed every night because everyone's there to see the other team. It's going to be like Raider games, where it's the other team.
Wow. Hey, the A's are in Las Vegas. You want to go see?
You want to go see the Yankees? So anyway, we usually do 100 shows ago, but you know what? Andy was here on episode 6, which would be 155 shows ago today. This was our highest clicking clip for a long time. It's a very funny story from Andy Martello, where he was a Blues Brothers impersonator for a while. You did Jake. And he ran into probably the greatest basketball player of all time in an elevator.
I used to make a pretty good living for a while being a Blues Brothers impersonator. I had a booking with my partner, so we are going to the gig. It just so happened that our gig was on the very day that Michael Jordan was returning to Chicago to play against the Bulls, and we can't get into the... And my partner was like, well, what are we going to do? I said, we're going to walk in. We're the Blues Brothers.
The Blues Brothers.
So we get to the security thing. I reach in my pocket and I pull out a crushed pack of cigarettes and I show him that as my ID. Elwood reaches into his bag, pulls out a burnt piece of toast. And the guy just goes, come right on in. Now, they have saved an elevator for Doug Collins and Michael Jordan. So we get on the elevator. Michael Jordan is directly across from me, Doug Collins, and then me and Elwood standing next to each other. No one is saying a word. So I lean over forward to Michael Jordan, and I said, must be pretty intimidating being on the elevator with somebody so important. And he leans in, and he goes, I'll never get used to that.
By the way, launched today by Jerry, we have a new Instagram page we'd love for you guys to go on and subscribe to. It's Punchline FN.
It's not just Instagram. It's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook,
it's all of them.
TikTok.
Instagram.
We've also got our own YouTube channel now.
Twitter, YouTube. Oh, my God. I'm sorry,
so
Jerry.
We can...
YouTube, Instagram.
Yep.
I got to
Top
do
link
this
in the
then.
description.
What is it?
He's doing it live right here.
Yeah. So
in the description,
medias,
you can click on the links.
Punchlines FN.
Punchlines FN. Okay. Wait,
and then
there it is.
In
I'm clicking on
the
it.
description
look,
of
there's
this
the
video,
story. I'm on the story.
You're on the story already.
Oh
Look
my
at
gosh.
that.
Hang on. Now let me watch this. Here's what you do, everybody. Follow.
He's doing it. Just hit
Boom.
follow.
Follow.
There you
in
go.
fact, I hit follow back because very wisely they followed me this morning.
It's the second appearance of Andy's phone on the show.
That's right.
That one was good. We like that.
I don't have a giant laptop to cover half of my body, so I was thinking I'll just use this phone.
Well, I don't have a laptop either because I've lost the power cord. I can't find it.
Welcome to the Talking Laptop channel. It's just a
Paper.
laptop screen and a head.
We're doing it Vinny Magliulo style. All right. So
Kenny White was very. He's got a big screen on his laptop. I saw him the other day. I was like, man, he's got all the stats in the world on that.
He's got everything.
That's huge.
Those whites are thorough. All right, post with punchlines, Jerry. Thank you, Ryan. Take us through. So I covered that. I was going to call you Jerry.
Like and follow, by the way. Just keep liking.
Yeah, like and follow. Punchlines FN. Thank you, Jerry, for getting that all on.
Share, follow, share, subscribe.
Oh, I thought you said like, follow, share, like meaning Cher the singer.
Follow her too.
Follow Cher too.
She could use the help.
If she could turn back time.
Her career is just not going anywhere. She just got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and
Yeah, she's going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, right next to Dolly Parton. Why not? Why not?
Doesn't make sense. But yet Styx and Journey are not.
Well,
all right, go for it.
Wait a minute.
All right, we have the horns again. We're ready. Post. Go. Baseball.
So
high school baseball.
First post is going to be something from last week. Yeah.
Love this clip.
High school baseball. When was the last time
Andy,
you
you'll
saw
love
a center fielder make a tag at home plate?
I have to feel it might be the only time in history. All right, so here it is. So center fielder.
Little blooper that the second baseman doesn't get. Shortstop misses.
So
center
now
fielder
he's
gets
got
it. Nobody covering second, so the runner's going.
So the runner wisely is third, and then the kid at third is a genius because his coach.
Nobody's
There's no one
covering
there.
third.
So watch center field. Get him.
God.
Nobody's covering
Dives
home.
and gets him.
Yeah.
Out. Is that not? That's one of the clips of the year right there because you're never going to see
There's
that.
a couple
That's
other angles
great.
too.
That's the greatest thing.
Isn't that great?
That's outstanding.
As soon as I saw it, I go, right, we got to use it.
Sign both those kids up because they could both run. Clearly, both those guys know how to run.
Because, by the way, we would have played this clip if he was safe or he was out. That's what's amazing about the clip.
Yep.
I mean, you almost want to see the kid be safe because
I'm actually enjoying the end of the clip where they're both clearly exhausted. Like one of them has just had a heart attack on the field, and it's not the umpire.
that clip's going to live forever. I love that. That's
amazing.
Yeah.
That's something both those guys are going to tell
8
their kids
unassisted.
someday.
Yeah, and they have video to prove it. It's amazing.
Holy cow!
Love it.
Did that make was that on ESPN or where?
I'm not sure. No, we just Ryan and I scour. Again, this is very weird. He's kind of on Twitter X, and I'm on TikTok, where you think it would be reversed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I think I'm more of a visual person. Ryan's more literal, maybe.
Yeah. I'm still on Plurk. Anyone remember that one?
I don't remember Plurk. What the hell's Plurk? Anyone?
Plurk was supposed to be the next big thing in social media, and it got bought out. I believe, if I remember the story correctly, it got bought out like within the week of it actually launching and did nothing with it. Like there was
Facebook bought it, or
nobody signed up. Somebody else bought it thinking this was going to be great, and then did nothing.
I'm gonna have to Google
and it
Plurk
died.
later on.
I think it was PLURQ, if I'm remembering.
Yeah, it's always
because that's a perfect name. Plurk sounds like
By the way,
something.
what was that T-shirt you had on in the clip? You said you made that?
Oh yeah, that was from a bar in Tonopah, Nevada.
Oh, okay.
Called the Bug Bar.
I think I remember you talking about this.
And it's this really cool bar. It was made. The bar is on a hill, has this beautiful overlook of the city and nice landscape, and you can see the sunset. And the bar is effectively made out of a couple of trailer homes, on stilts and stuff. And then it has an outdoor patio, and the Bug Bar, that was the logo for the Bug Bar. And I was like, they don't even have this is
stupid. They
don't have T-shirts or merch, so I'm going to make one. So I snapped one, and I went to third appearance of the phone. Went online.
Comedy comes in threes, Andy. You know that.
Absolutely. Heck yeah. And you got to have a lot of K sounds, and failing that, you make a clunking sound.
All right, so we had a debate, Ryan and I, on naming a clip one day, and I had spanking. What did I have? Spanking, steal, spanking, spanked for stealing. And you changed it to
punished for stealing.
Punished for stealing.
No,
because now his logic was Spank gave away the clip because at the end he got spanked.
Also, it works. I was a punishment. Never mind.
Anyway, so my buddy John Knight was in town.
We're getting a little insight into Ryan's personal life.
Yeah, my buddy John Knight who was playing over at Brad Garrett's that week, he's like, no, you got to go spanking because of the K sound. It goes back to the Sunshine Boys.
Sunshine Boys, yeah.
Cucumber is a funny word. Enter! Tomato's not a funny word. Cucumber.
When I was working for, of all places, Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, back when I was 18, there was a sketch that we wrote that I basically stole the idea from every old Popeye cartoon ever. It was me I owned Martello's Pizza, and then my partner, his name was Fortunello, so he owned Fortunello's Pizza.
Okay.
And we were competing. We had pizza stands competing for exactly one customer.
Okay.
So it was basically, like Popeye and Bluto.
And Bluto for olive oil.
And the gist of the sketch is the poor guy gets the ever-living daylights beaten out of him through all the nonsense we're trying to do. I had the best sauce in town. But he ends up getting just annihilated with comedically funny things. And at one point, we were going to serve him pizza, and I was going to sabotage the other person's pizza, and it was going to be with a giant can of worms. Now, we had to take the thing out, and we couldn't decide if a giant can that just said worms was funnier than live bait.
Live bait.
Okay, because there's really no good K sound involved.
Bait has a good T, though, right?
Yep. This is what happened. We went back and forth on this. My partner was like worms, and I'm like, live bait. I'm pretty sure live bait. And we had to go to, God, this is embarrassing to even say, the dean of the clown college. We go to the dean, Mr. Steve Smith, a genius. He's a genuinely one of the true, genuine human beings in the world. And we sat back and forth, and we were both pitching our argument as to which would be better, because worms is funnier visually, but the other one might get a better laugh. And Steve, he had this nice little voice like this, and he goes, I do believe live bait.
See?
Punches you right in the face.
Got to hit the T sound.
And so sure enough, live bait won out, and big laughs as soon as I brought out the cans of live bait. Yeah. So these are the things that poor people like us think of. We're forced to think about this stuff. If we're doing it just on the fly, we can get away with occasionally something that's funny, and then later we're going back and going, man, that would have been so much funnier if I would have said live bait.
I put a comma there. I love that as soon as I mentioned Sunshine Boys. Enter. You don't know, watch the movie. All right.
It's got to have a K sound.
It's got to have a K sound. Cucumber's funny word. All right, Ryan, sorry, back to post.
Going to something on Friday, the Panthers-Rangers game 2. There was a guy that did a parlay on FanDuel for $35. Same game parlay they used a 50% profit boost on. So will there be overtime? Will both teams score in the first period? The Rangers team total goals, the first team to score, and a player over shots. And so all 5 of those hit, turning $35,000 into $10,300. $35, not $35,000. 35 into how much? $35.
Yeah, into how much?
Into $10,340.
10 grand. Wow, that's not going to happen often. We love seeing these, though.
I'm starting to understand why people think sports betting is a good idea.
It's a great idea. Yeah. And by the way, I didn't realize you're an owner, entertainer, author, and cool dude.
Oh, I am.
What do you own? The phone?
I own this phone. Oh, wait, that's not funny if I bring it up a fourth time. Now I have to bring it up several times.
There you go.
So
we got to get 6. Yeah,
I got to do the rake gag. What do I own?
That the bug shirt. There you go.
Yeah, I own the bug shirt.
The bug shirt.
All right, right. Sure I own the rights to my own books. There you go.
Well,
there you go.
We have
at the Andy Martello.
We have Daniel Pacheco in the live chat saying,
hey, Daniel.
I can't wait to listen to the autobiography Andy Martello, Cool Dude, on Audible.
There you go.
That may be the next book. Yeah, I'll do that.
There you go. Cool Dude.
Thank you. I'll cut you a
And
check.
whoever came up with the graphic on Cool Dude should get a little chunk of it, too. Who came up with Cool Dude? And Jerry?
I took it off his LinkedIn.
He took it off what?
His LinkedIn.
His LinkedIn.
Oh, LinkedIn. Yeah, owner, because I'm the owner of at the time, my own business, which was selling me, basically.
There you go. Yeah. All right, what do you have next here, Ryan?
Going to another event over the weekend.
Indy 500.
The Indy 500. So somebody put together a graphic of all the landmarks that could fit in to the Indy 500
Because how bad? The Roman Coliseum, Churchill Downs.
So Churchill Downs, Yankee Stadium, the Rose Bowl, the Taj Mahal, the White House, Liberty Island, the Roman Coliseum, and the Vatican City. At 300,000 people are expected to attend the event, and so it's the Indy 500 is the world's biggest single-day sporting event.
Wow, and by the way, they gave the Pope the nice final lap turn there.
Yeah,
the Vatican got the
Popemobile.
Yeah, in the Popemobile, maybe he could go out and
looking at that graphic. They should just make a track out of that. That would be amazing. That would be the greatest circuit ever.
It would be.
Top Gear could do that. They could put their star in a reasonably priced car in that.
That's amazing because just the Rose Bowl is gigantic. I've been to it many times, but then Roman Coliseum I've seen. It was like,
that's a cool graph. That should be a T-shirt. That should be a poster.
Make it a T-shirt. Andy's making Andy's T-shirts. Yeah. Owner of Andy's T-shirts.
Let's steal that and sell it ourselves.
And you have something else with the Indy 500, right? The double?
Yeah, so now we're going to move into a couple Mother Nature things. So Kyle Larson tried to do the double, racing the Indy 500, so 500 miles there.
In the morning.
And then Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte, so 1,100 race miles in one single day. And he got rain delayed in Indy a couple hours. He ended up finishing 18th after being penalized for speeding into the pits because one of his tires locked.
God forbid a race car should
So he
speed.
wasn't.
Yeah, that's the last place I would expect to
There is
see
a limit
such
there.
awful behavior.
He should fight that in court.
But
How many points is that off his license?
His insurance is screwed.
about 15 minutes after finishing Indy, there was a clip of him getting on a helicopter in order to get to his plane to fly to Charlotte.
Yeah, and he didn't make it because he flew Spirit Airlines is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty cool.
Spirit Airlines. One time I was actually on a Spirit Airlines flight.
Okay.
And one of the engines just stopped.
Yeesh.
And
You have to pay extra for that.
Everyone's a little panicky. Yeah. And suddenly everyone's having a hard time breathing.
Yeah.
And I hear over the thing for $4 you can buy an oxygen mask. But it's got to be, card only. They don't expect
Everything is add-ons on Spirit.
terrible,
Again,
yeah.
I have flown Spirit maybe 3 or 4 times. Never had a problem. It was the only airline that flew nonstop LA to Pittsburgh, and wasn't bad. It's black and yellow too.
When they're them and Frontier and Allegiant and when they're good, they're great, and when they're not, they're people making fun of them on social
like us.
media. Yeah.
All right, we have a few more posts.
Yeah, so I was just adding along to the to Kyle Larson's thing. So he finished 18th in the Indy, and then flew down to Charlotte. Was going to sub in for somebody, but because the Coca-Cola race got rained out as well, so it ended early. So he wasn't even able to race a single lap in Charlotte. Then he tweeted that it went from being what could have been one of the best days of his life into one of the most disappointing ones.
Yeah.
And so
Now someone's done that before, though, right? The double.
It's been done 4 times.
Yeah,
before.
I remember when that happened. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
by 4
driving,
different
man.
drivers. A couple of times by one driver, but
I would rather race those 2 races than spend rush hour on the 215 or whatever. I'm always getting screwed in. Or is it the 15? I don't know.
It's both now.
There's construction.
I've been living here long enough. I remember when people complained about traffic, and I'm like, "There's no traffic."
Yeah.
And now there legitimately is. Now I'm actually complaining about.
But again, I used to live in LA, so this is not that bad.
Right. Yeah. You still have LA, and I lived in Chicago.
Yeah, right.
Those are the 2 worst of the worst. You can, the only
DC's not that good either. All right, what else, Ryan?
Well, so sticking with Mother Nature, there was a rain delay in Cincinnati.
I think after all these years, they would build a few exit strategies.
I don't know.
Just a couple of doors or windows or something.
At 3 Rivers, it came out of the turf. It came out, and it was automated. So we're going back to the pulling ones. I don't know why.
How are you going to kill anybody with one of those? You need to have the human element. That's what makes this work.
All right, we're going to have Jimmy in about 1 minute here. We just got a couple more things we want to show.
We can go to Jimmy.
You want to go to Jimmy? All right, we got Jimmy now. Jimmy Vaccaro, come on in, Jimmy. Obviously, Jimmy popped his head in. I told you he had a good Bill Walton story that he wanted to share with us on the day of his passing.
Thank you for asking. And obviously, it's I guess you could call it a historic type of day, obviously, with Walton passing away. But a lot of good stories about him. A big guy coming out of California.
Sure.
As I get to that point, my brother started a game called the Round Ball Classic in 1965, and everybody in the country wanted to go be a part of that for recruiting and everything else. And there was 2 people who didn't make the roster. Here's why. California, at the time, didn't want Walton to go back east so everybody else in the coaches could see him.
Oh, wow.
So what they did, they falsified a letter saying that there was a California amateur law that you couldn't go anywhere that those people made money from you playing there.
Wow.
So anyway, meanwhile, but 15 or 20 years later, my brother, we were talking and we were at a place and he's telling me about Walton got a hold of my brother. It's been a little while now. I said, Sonny, he said, I wanted to go play. He said, but they made this falsified thing up saying if you're an amateur in the state of California, you could not play in this type of game because they received money. Okay, and the other guy, there's only two that said I couldn't play. This is a little funny too. Jabbar went to Power Memorial. I think
That's in New York, Power Memorial. I believe you're right.
And obviously he was a very good player. Now I was actually tagging along with my brother. Went to New York, and he wanted to sit down with Jack Maloney, who was the coach of Power Memorial at the time. And so we get there and get to New York, whatever, and I'm there, and here's what Maloney said. He said, "Sonny, you can have him if you give me $1,500." And Sonny didn't have 15 cents, and I had about 12. So so that was it. But what had happened? Maloney went, and Jabbar did not end up playing, the two best players.
Yeah.
Both people who didn't want to have them do things that would create a buzz for them.
Right.
So here it is, all these years later. So then you go. It's a day before the Roundball Classic in Pittsburgh, and Sonny, we were all the coaches, everything was there. And we were upstairs in Sonny's suite at the time. And naturally, my brother, if you know anything about him, he invites everybody to whatever, So we're up in the room at the Webster Hall, which is about 2 miles from where the game was being played. And so 44 was the number. And it would have been a little higher, but they called a few goaltending against him.
Okay.
But they didn't want him to play. So the wind-up was, here it is, all these years, the kid he had 44. He was 21 for 22 from the game and whatever. So, and that was, and one more.
Did he have the sky hook then or no? Maybe not. I don't know.
He did.
He was so tall.
It wasn't as dramatic.
As developed, right? Yeah.
As it was. But if you see a picture, my brother was at the only high school game he ever lost. That was, he lost to DeMatha Catholic in Washington, D.C. And so whatever. So it's been a great history. But the Walton thing, how could you not put this kid in that game?
That was a stupid law, yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't want to do it. So
but they both ended up at UCLA, right? So
and he beat the night that he was 21 for 22. He beat Memphis State, I think, and this I do remember because I looked it up not too long ago. They were tied at the half, and then UCLA blew them out in the second half.
Wait, who had the 21 of 22? Was it Walton or Jabbar?
Walton.
It was Walton. Okay, I errantly said Jabbar. I have a question for you. The movie Air, which is about your brother, where Matt Damon plays your brother,
right?
Directed by Ben Affleck. It's a great movie. What did you think of the film?
Oh, I thought it was good because obviously watching the whole thing with a bunch of people, they did the right thing. It wasn't like a stretch just to get movie audience, whatever.
Right.
The only thing he didn't do, but he ended up talking to Jordan's mother was tough. I mean, really tough. She never had a one sit down with Sonny.
Okay.
But she didn't want to be told to anybody what to do.
Okay.
And so, her and Sonny contacted each other. A sad scenario. His father was a great guy, always laughing. And so when we got settled at the Mirage, Jordan used to come there all the time. He loved the gambling thing or whatever. So I used to take him out. So his dad used to come by himself also, betting a few dollars, whatever. He was just such a nice person. Then it was about a month after that when the tragic accident, whatever they wanted to call it. So it's been fortunate. And my brother. Oh, okay. One more, then I'll let you go.
Yeah, no, please.
So anyway, so we're there and now. I'm ready to move to Las Vegas for good.
Okay.
So I needed my brother to take me to the airport and whatever. Now that was the Roundball Classic that I ever seen. The last play that I ever saw person to person of the Roundball Classic, I was at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. With some friends and whatever. The game was on one with a few seconds to go. A guy named Brad Davis, pretty good player from Maryland, and his brother was Mickey Davis, a pretty good pro all these years. He's a Pittsburgh guy, so he played in the round ball. As Brad Davis is going down the court, whatever, who comes practically out of the stands? Moses Malone.
Wow.
He swatted the ball. It went clear into the stands, and United States won by 1 point. So
wow,
he got him with that. So I have a lot of great memories. But then again, when I moved out here, I didn't see any round balls live for a bunch of years. But Sonny started that with, if we give him the benefit, he might have had $100.
Wow.
Whatever. But he just kept telling people like Al Abrams, the Pittsburgh people, I got this idea. So they finally let him get his way, and you saw what happened.
Filled the arena. Wow. And the Civic Arena, I've had some of the best times of my life there for sports and concerts. And always nice to have Jimmy stop in. We appreciate you sharing the Bill Walton story.
See you guys later.
Thank you, Jimmy. Have you seen the movie Air yet?
I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
It's really good. It's on Amazon Prime, I believe, for free.
It's either that or I watched that new Pop-Tart movie. One of the two.
I haven't watched that either.
I'm probably never going to watch that.
Well, I
didn't
keep
watch
hearing
B movie either.
I keep hearing bad things about the Pop-Tart movie. Ryan, what's up? I thought you were going to say something. I just thought maybe you want to say something.
Well done, Ryan.
Something.
All right, we have a couple more posts, and then we'll end with the graphic you had with Pat Tillman and stuff.
Sure.
What else do we have?
So looking at baseball, a clip that we showed a couple of days ago was the D3 school that is competing in their postseason, and the school is no longer existing.
Oh no,
went out of business.
So their school.
Wait, did they go out of like mid-game? Did they go out of business?
No, it was a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
The team's still playing though.
Yeah,
I've had shows
team
get canceled while I'm doing them, but that's different.
Officially won their super regional, so they're advancing to the D3 College World Series, and we have the clip of the final out that sent them there.
I hope the announcers are a little more excited than he was on the other.
They
one.
were.
They were or weren't?
The doors may be closing, but the final chapter has not.
The doors
been
are closing, but the final chapter has not been
Southern
written.
will play in the Division III College World Series.
I mean, everyone's going to root for them, right?
Sure. Today,
The Brigham
7-6.
Southern Panthers.
Yep.
And we could probably get the merchandising. I got to feel if the school's out, we could probably make T-shirts.
Yeah, who's got the copyright on that?
Right,
Who owns the trademark?
Squad, what are you going to call the school? What are you going to do? They're gone.
Come on, they're gone.
Congratulations
that was
to
very
them.
reminiscent of. I don't know if you've ever seen the clip of the last game at Cashman Field when it was still the last 51, and it ended with a walk-off home run.
Oh wow!
And for us, obviously, for the 51s, the place just went crazy. The announcer was outstanding. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Why is Ann laughing so hard now?
Because you've seen it.
I have seen it?
Yeah, it was the Pete Alonso walk-off that we showed on the show.
How am I supposed to remember every clip we've ever shown on the show? The Pete Alonso one, Alex brought that clip in, right? Okay, I remember that now.
Well, then
roll it then.
By the way, did you know, I know how to fix this. Did you know Pete Alonso was originally from Pittsburgh? He's not. He was not. But
We got Red Panda
if
over
you just say
here.
Pittsburgh,
Oh, don't give me. Do not compare me to Jeff Parles' Red Panda. I am paying attention to Andy. I just wasn't aware that we showed the clip and I didn't remember.
and do we have that clip ready to go? Let's go to
Yeah,
the tape.
if it would be funnier if you had it ready because then you'd be like,
Sound the horn.
that
By the
is
way-
not Red Panda-esque. That is not Red Panda.
Let me just apologize right now. I'm normally much more. Hi, how you doing, Doc? I'm in room 1096. Normally, I would be much more reserved for your show, as you're well aware. But I saw on YouTube it said Andy takes over.
Yeah.
So I'm just being that guy today. I'm just like that's it.
Hey, I love it.
I'm just taking over.
it's just, I just
So I'm going to say sound the horn whenever I
You can
damn
do-
well please.
I like
Here.
that. Okay, there it is.
Back in 2018, I remember the last swing ever taken at Cashman Field. Guillorme absolutely lasers a ball in the gap with no one on, no one out, and Guillorme's on third, and I get a first
You know
pitch
that umpire's
heater,
from
and I think,
Pittsburgh.
all right, I can hit a sac fly and win the game right here.
And the pitch.
Oh,
Fastball
look at
hit
the
deep to
tens of
left.
fans
It's
there.
way back. And the Las Vegas 51s walk off on the last game ever at Cashman Field on a Titanic moonshot by Peter Alonso.
And I got greeted at home plate with my teammates in a Gatorade bath. So it was a super fun way to end the season. It was really exciting and just a special day for me.
He hit that far too. It landed in Pittsburgh. Actually, it landed in Ambridge. See, and I'm going to see if he's paying attention because Ambridge is very close.
Oh, hey guys, can we show the Pete Alonso clip? I'm sorry. What? Uh-oh. I got a mic shadow today.
Uh-oh.
All right.
That's an interesting shadow. You
Exactly.
Got there.
That's why I wear the hoodies, and it covers up the bright T-shirt. All right, so okay, I remember the clip. I just didn't remember that it was the walk-off to end the whole stadium.
because I
Jeez,
described
Ann.
it exactly that way. Why would you remember it?
I'm only bringing one bag of chips to the barbecue. All right, anyway, go ahead. Right?
Bring some cake and ice cream.
No, I can't do it.
Oh man, I know what I want to bring, but I have to find a place that's open.
Okay, so we were talking about college sports, the D3 school, but moving into college football. So the video game's coming out this weekend.
Is it
and-
this weekend?
Not this weekend, this summer.
Oh,
Sorry.
this summer. Okay.
Yeah.
I
in
know
a
it's
month,
soon.
In a month. But they have decided how much they're going to pay each school for being in the game.
Jeez.
So they've done tiers on these. Tier 1 each school in Tier 1, the 13 schools in Tier
Of course,
1 are
Alabama, Ohio State.
getting just under
Clemson.
$100,000 each. And then our UNLV Rebels are in Tier 4 getting $10,000.
Now, as I've said, this game on its opening week will make close to $1 billion. And that's all the schools get for them.
For the school being in the game.
Yeah, that seems low to me.
Seems a bit low, especially since it's probably just going to the president of the school anyway.
He's just going to pocket it
he's
anyway.
just pocketing in that cash.
Because, I mean, we talked about this. Grand Theft Auto made like 700 or 800 million on its first weekend, GT5 or whatever it was. This college game that people have been waiting 12 years for, 11 or 12 years, it's going to make I know it's a niche because it's sport. I think it makes $800 to $1 billion. We should do an over-under.
Make that a prediction. Put that.
We should.
Yeah,
We're going to predict. We're going to try to see who can get closest. Price is Right rules without going over. And we'll do that. And maybe then I'll pay my Lent money. Okay. What else do you have?
So looking at the Mavericks Timberwolves game that happened yesterday.
I mean, by the way, did anyone think the Mavs would be up 3-love?
I don't think so.
I didn't think that. I mean, I'm kind of rooting for. I was rooting for either. I'm going to root for whatever West Coast team wins.
I didn't know they were playing tennis.
Yeah. Wait. What?
You said 3-love, so
Oh Jesus!
come on, man. You're a sports guy.
Deuce.
Excellent. That's right. Just drop a deuce anytime you want.
I set him up. He knocks him out, folks.
That's right.
All right. So what do we have here?
So we opened the show with the Shaq and Queen Latifah clip. But there was some more celebrities in attendance. Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes were there with Hollywood Brown. And the crowd decided to boo Kelce and cheer Mahomes.
Get out. And of course, Brittany Mahomes leans into the shot.
Yeah.
This is the Mavs game, right?
Yeah, in Dallas.
Now, why would they? Is this the backlash of Taylor Swift?
I'm not sure.
Wait, you said Dallas?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. It's back. Yeah.
that's
all of Dallas.
well. But you know why? Because she left country music to be a pop star, so that's probably the root of it. But we'd have to interview 15,000 people to understand why. I can't believe Travis Kelce got booed.
Yeah.
Now, if what's the name of the girl he's dating? No,
Taylor.
just kidding. I'm kidding. If she were there, I bet they wouldn't have booed her because she would have
terrible.
just snapped her fingers and somebody would have given them
I
all
like
a
Travis
car or
Kelce. Yeah, that's sad to see. I don't know why I don't like that.
Yeah.
But it's not like Kansas City.
I don't think he was bothered by it.
No.
Yeah.
Well, because he's clearly not bothered by it.
Yeah, look, he goes home and has a lot more fun than we do.
Yes. Don't Luca now. Okay, this is your best title ever.
Well, that's
Got a good K sound.
coming up.
Okay, not yet.
To end the game yesterday, Luka lobbed it. I can't remember his name.
Some guy.
He threw a lob. Daniel Gafford.
Okay.
Threw a lob to Daniel Gafford, and then it was kind of right in front of the camera. So here was the slow-mo angle of that.
Look at this guy. I just love watching him play.
Dribble through the pressure,
Nice.
Travels.
the lob over Rudy Gobert.
Unbelievable. And then look. He's
his mean mug. Yeah.
I love the guy, man. I love him. And we had Matt Light on Friday talking about how he some girl he went to a Mavs game and some girl had won the Luca ball and some sort of and he
bought it
followed
from
her
her.
to the bathroom and gave her $200 for it. Said, I have $200 here. I want the ball. And she sold it to him. And he's like, little did she know, it's probably worth $1,000. So
Right. Well, but
I mean, the guy
cash
is
in hand,
He's a superstar. Yeah, cash in hand. He's a superstar. I love the guy. He's been talking. I'm rooting for them. Again, Mark Cuban from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
And
Yes,
my
yes.
dad used to live in Ambridge, by the way, which is up by Beaver Falls, where I was born. All right.
And Pete Rose famously spent time at a prison in
Ambridge?
roughly around there for a short period. Oh wait, no, doesn't he have a daughter or something?
Okay, I'm
Or a
not sure.
child from the Ambridge
Oh, I
area?
don't know.
That's what I thought.
I
because
know Ann B. Davis passed away in Ambridge.
Oh my!
And of course, you remember Ann B. Davis, Ann, as Alice. She was Alice on the Brady Bunch.
That's right.
There you go. So our twin flames were back.
Thank God.
Okay. What do we have? We have one more?
You're talking about Luka being a superstar. So somebody put together the stats. He just played his 43rd career
Don't
playoff
Luka
game
now.
last night. He has 1,336 points, 400 rebounds, 355 assists. No one else has hit all three of those totals in their first 43 playoff games. If you drop the qualifiers down to 1,100 points, 300 rebounds, 300 assists,
Wow.
the entire list is Luka, LeBron, and Oscar Robertson.
Good Lord.
Don't Luka now. Did you come up with that? That's good.
I did. And then the other tweet next to it is players 25 and under in the three-point era to average 31 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists in the playoffs. It is only Luka Doncic. Move it down to 30 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Only Luka Doncic. 30 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Only Luka. 28 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. It is only Luka Doncic and LeBron James.
He's phenomenal.
Goodness. Yeah,
He's
he ain't
phenomenal.
bad.
Why is he wear number 77? I don't know. That's such an odd number.
Luka, lucky Luka.
Lucky Luka, 777. Maybe.
That's my guess.
We're going with that. That's what we're going with. Tell your friends. That's
I'm just
that's
glad he
official.
doesn't play baseball because his walk-up music to the plate would always be that awful Suzanne Vega song.
My name is Luka.
I would not want to hear that.
My name is Luka. I live on the farm. Very funny, Andy. What do we got here? Domesticated cat.
I was just looking up why Luka wears 77.
Yeah.
So growing up, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this name correctly, but Spanoulis, I'm guessing it was a European player.
Yeah.
He wore the number 7, and he was his favorite player growing up, so he just made it 7-7.
There you go. It's just such an odd number.
Blows my theory right out the window. Thanks, Ryan.
I like yours better.
We're going to push that from now on. Hey, Lucky Luka. That's what every time you talk.
Lucky Luka, 77.
Then when it sticks, you guys get the credit.
We get the credit.
It's like that author who I'm sure he's lying, but he still takes credit for coining the phrase heavy metal. Because he was reviewing a Led Zeppelin album and he said it sounded like large pieces of heavy metal falling from the sky.
There you go. I love that.
Yeah. So supposedly, there you go. Lucky Luka. I'm going to give it to you.
It's an informative
Because you
show.
have a job, I don't. I mean, I can't. I couldn't even get an audition for this gig.
All right, next.
Well, looking at his opponent, Karl Anthony Towns has been absolutely terrible in this series.
Yeah,
so
he and Anthony Edwards. Yeah.
TNT put
Great
together
team.
this graphic of him in the last 5 games. He's shooting 4 of 32 from the three-point line. He has 15.6 points per game, shooting 35% from the field, and just 7.2 points in the paint per game. And so it's his career low over the 5-game stretch in his three-point field goals.
What? That's crazy. They said he and Anthony, they're tired. I mean, they're 23 years old.
Yeah, how tired can they be?
Karl Anthony Towns is 30.
Okay, he's older, but I mean, these guys. I mean, this is where we got to show up. This is where people remember the playoffs. So yeah, he's been brutal, and they're down 3-0, and I don't see him coming back with the way Dallas is playing.
Am I the only one who thinks that Minnesota jersey looked like a pair of overalls, like he's on a farm?
It kind of does. Kind of does.
That's kind of a weird look. I mean, it's Minnesota. I guess it's better than a parka, but it just looks. It just looked odd to me somehow.
Yeah, it does. It does. I agree. It does look like overalls. And then lastly, again, it's Memorial Day. We want to do, Ryan made this nice graphic of professional athletes who were actually killed in action while serving. Everyone knows Pat Tillman, but there's also a list here.
Yeah, so I felt like we kind of need to do this, give some respect to these guys that left their sports to go serve our country. So Don Steinbruner played 8 games with the Browns in 1953 and left to join the Air Force. He was sent to Vietnam in 1966, and his plane was shot down. And then Bob Kalsu is the only other NFL player to also have passed in Vietnam.
Yeah.
He won the Bills Team Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And then left to fulfill his ROTC requirement. Stationed in South Vietnam, the 101st Airborne Division. And then moving down to Elmer Gideon, he was an All-American in track, a world record hurdler, and played football and baseball at the University of Michigan. Drafted in World War II, served as a bomber pilot, and his B-26 was shot down in France. And then Henry O'Neill played with the Philadelphia A's, enlisted in the Marine Corps, wounded in the Battle of Saipan in 1944, returned to battle a month later, and was killed in Iwo Jima in 1945. Hobie Baker led Princeton's hockey team to 3 national titles.
Wow.
Then served in the Army Air Service as a captain and commander of the 141st Aero Squadron, and ended up crashing in a test flight. Al Blazis has the number 32 retired by the New York Giants. He was an all-pro tackle before enlisting in the Army in 1943. 2 of his men went missing in his platoon, and he went to go search for them and never returned. And then Young Boosie led LSU in rushing and passing in 1937, and then was drafted by the Chicago Bears. He left the Bears and enlisted in the Navy after the attack on Pearl Harbor. He was killed in the Battle of Lingayen, in the Lingayen Gulf in the Philippines. And then Edwin Kahn won the NFL championship with Washington in 1937, later served in World War II, and died from wounds suffered in the invasion of light in the Philippines. And then the one that everybody knows, Pat Tillman, enlisted in the Army after 9/11 and was sent to Afghanistan and was killed by friendly fire.
Friendly fire. Ryan, tremendous job composing that. And again, thank you for all our men and women who serve.
And I'm not
Thank
making
you to
light of
families,
this.
everything.
The names, those are
Those are
sports names.
Young, Bussy, or Busey.
You can tell the era just by the name.
Yeah.
Ed Bloses. And, it's like,
Bob Kalsu.
There's some. It just puts it all in a historical perspective. Like it just seems like only a Pat Tillman would be in the modern era of sports, whereas like what was his name? Harry O'Neill is got to be like a baseball player from the old days.
Absolutely. And Tillman, they have that great statue outside the stadium in Arizona for him.
And there's a bridge or something. Yeah, we built a bridge.
Yep.
Oh, you're really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the bridge across the Hoover Dam.
Was he from here? Or no? Okay, they just did it as a commemorative thing. Well, very nice. Again, we appreciate everybody watching. We want to thank Jerry for getting all our sites launched. So Punchlines FN can be found. The links are right below. Please like and subscribe those. Andy Martello, fantastic job. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you for having. I genuinely appreciate it.
Open door policy. Anytime you want to walk in.
Don't say that. Come on now. I will show up. I will show up and I'll do a Bob Kalsu and I will come in and bust through the lines. What is the football thing, right?
I don't know. I was a football. Yeah, he was a football player. He was a lineman too. So
I love that. I love that the graphics still. They can't see it. It's
and the Giants. The fact that owl blows this or whatever. He's wearing the throwback uniform that the Giants will be wearing this year.
Yep.
And I guarantee they'll probably mention
Look
that.
at those helmets too.
The leather heads, right?
I once did a profile for a TV show of the Riddell Helmet Company.
Oh wow!
And was how they're made and how they advance and things like that. And they have this great little section in their headquarters of helmets they have made through history.
Yeah.
And like the first one is basically just a crushed skull. That's the helmet. There is no helmet. It was like a piece of leather and
ridiculous.
2 pieces of tape. And then it's built up to the point where it's pretty serious. So I'm just even seeing that. Are they going to wear the throwback helmets?
No, I think they're going to wear the current helmets.
Yeah. That's a bold choice, Cotton.
They do say someone has the idea that there would be less head injuries if they didn't wear helmets at all.
Mike Ditka said that a lot.
Was it Ditka?
Yeah. He said
I don't know if that's a good idea.
He always said it's a weapon.
Yeah.
When you've got the stronger helmet, you can use it as a weapon. And that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe once you can.
Maybe more neck injuries if that was the case.
Probably.
Yeah, a lot of neck injuries.
A lot of neck injuries. Yeah, rugby doesn't use them. That's true.
This is true. How many famous rugby players do we know, though?
Exactly.
Not a one.
If we could show the Pete Alonso clip one more time, that would be great.
Did he do something? I forget.
He hit a homer. You don't know? He hit the last homer at Cashman Field when it was the 51s.
Right.
And he went by Peter then. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back tomorrow. Matt and Everett is here, correct? We think so. We think Matt and Everett will be in DC tomorrow. I know Ryan will be back. Ryan, excellent job today. Thank you as always. And to Drew Dog, we'll see you at the barbecue, Jerry, and Sean, who's got a 7-team parlay today he's hoping to hit. He lost a 9-teamer by 1 run.
So how many teams?
That already lost?
Oh.
Okay, anyway, Sean will be at the barbecue.
You can at least talk about his 9-leg.
Peanut butter parfait.
What was that, right?
His 9-leg, you put, what, $1.30?
$1.30 to win 900.
Yeah, $1.30 to win 900.
And he hit 8 of 9 of the legs, and the last
lost
leg
by a run.
was the Cleveland Angels game. It was 4-3 after the third, and 8 was the over, and no more runs were scored.
Ooh.
That is brutal. But come down to the South Point, ladies and gentlemen. We're here in the sports book. We were going to do a shorter show today, but screw it. We don't know how to half-ass it. We did a full show. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. We'll be back Tuesday. Punchlines. Line stands for Live in Nevada, every show.